Marketing Director for the Downtown Improvement District, and here behind me you see all of the Holiday Fest partners. The reason we gathered here today is because we have some new exciting news about Holiday Fest. And I want to read a quote real quick. It is from Freya Stark, who is a very famous travel writer. She once said that the holidays are not an event, but a piece of one's home that one carries in one's heart. And the reason that I reference that today is I think that is exactly what we're trying to achieve with Holiday Fest. It's not just about one event, one venue, one time frame. It's about all of us coming together in the downtown to create traditions that we hope you will share with your family. And I'm joined now by Mayor Henry, who is going to say a couple of words about why Holiday Fest is so important to Fort Wayne.
Thank you, Kari. Before I get into my prepared remarks, every time we talk about the holiday season, the Christmas season, downtown Fort Wayne, it takes me back to a time when I was quite a young child in the Wolf and Dessauer building when they had the Santa Claus display. I don't know how many of you remember that. Oh, you're all too young. But it was quite a moving event for we young children, and visiting Santa Claus there as well. He never allowed me to sit on his lap, but my brothers and sisters did. But it really does bring back a tremendous amount of pleasant memories. So I really look forward to this time of year. I do want to thank all the partners that make up Holiday Fest and present the Night of Lights. We are truly approaching the most festive and joyous season of the year. It's a chance for all of us to relive our favorite family traditions, as I mentioned, and add some new excitement to our holiday plans. As in the past, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving will be the great kickoff to the new excitement for our holiday plans. The Night of Lights events will span the downtown area geographically and will also provide a variety of activities from lighting our traditional decorations to live music, to gorgeous displays, to the reindeer and the jolly elf himself. The Night of Lights is just the beginning. This year, the downtown area will host Holiday Fest, an ongoing selection of holiday-themed activities throughout the season. There are family-friendly events scheduled through the first of the year, appealing to all ages. It's a great opportunity to start a new holiday tradition or to entertain out-of-town guests. Now, a special gift from my office to our friends and our neighbors. Parking in all three of the city parking garages will be free. Now, that was a real hard decision for me to make. With our budgets being cut and property tax caps taking place, we're looking for all the revenue streams we can. So this was a real tough one. But in the light of Santa Claus himself, we're going to have parking free. Now that's in the city parking garage itself, the Civic Center, and here at Harrison Square. The Night of Lights will kick it off beginning at 5 p.m. I do hope all of you join us downtown for the Night of Lights, Fort Wayne's traditional kickoff the holiday season. Then come back downtown often to experience everything that we have to offer. Thank you. Kari?
Thank you for being here today, Mayor. We really appreciate it. When I started this job about 2 months ago, and people said to me, "You're going to be helping to plan Holiday Fest," I said, "What is Holiday Fest?" Being new to the city, I had never been downtown for the traditional lighting of the Santa Claus and his reindeer off the PNC Bank building, or to One Summit Square for the lighting of the Wreath, or to the Embassy to see the Festival of Trees, or to any of the festivals that take place in the downtown. So when I learned just how much goes into helping to prepare Holiday Fest, frankly, I was a little overwhelmed. But you know, the joy for all of us in putting in all this hard work comes in knowing that your families enjoy the evening, enjoy the Night of Lights, enjoy the entire holiday season being here in downtown Fort Wayne and forming traditions with your families. Because as we mentioned, that is why we do what we do, why we all work together to put on HolidayFest. I want to take just a second to mention all of the partners, and they are many, so bear with me. If you could just kind of raise your hand when I mention your venue, that way if the press has any questions for you afterwards. The reason we're at Parkview Field here today is because Parkview Field is, for the first time ever, going to host a holiday fireworks show on the Night of Lights. So this is a new tradition to add to the traditional lighting ceremony that takes place downtown next Wednesday, on November the 24th. It will all wrap up here at 7:45 with a big fireworks display hosted by Parkview Field. So that's why we chose this venue. We want to thank them for being involved so much in HolidayFest. And of course, we have representatives from Parkview Field here. They're hosting Home for the Holidays, which is a season-long event every Saturday throughout the holiday season. You can come here to Parkview Field. We have representatives from the Embassy who are hosting the Festival of Trees, and of course the animated Harrison Street windows. We have the Botanical Conservatory with us hosting their Candyland Holidays exhibit. We have Visit Fort Wayne and the Grand Wayne Center, who partner for Holiday Houses for Habitat. We have the History Center and their Festival of Gingerbread. We have Science Central and their upcoming Festival of Trains. We have the Art Museum and Festivity, which is their season-long holiday event. The Community Center and their Santa's Workshop holiday programming, and Headwaters Park and their family favorite ice skating. So those are all of the things that are going on in the downtown throughout HolidayFest. It's not just about one evening. The Night of Lights is the official kickoff for the holiday season, so that might be the ceremony that many of you are familiar with, but we invite you to come downtown throughout the month of December and well into January for additional holiday festivities. As I mentioned, the Night of Lights happens next Wednesday, which is November the 24th, and if you're not familiar with it, it is the lighting ceremony it begins with the lighting ceremony at the PNC Bank downtown. Just before that, I should mention that there are ceremonial lightings that take place at both the Community Center and the History Center. So if you want to be downtown for all of the fun, you can come down at about 5 o'clock next Wednesday night and stop by those locations for that lighting. But officially, the mayor will join me and other members of the Downtown Improvement District staff and a lot of families and friends who come to PNC at 6:15 for the lighting of Santa and his reindeer. This year, our theme is 1950s nostalgia, and you may ask me why. It just sort of comes from the beautiful artwork that you see there on our posters. Everyone who sees this says, oh, it reminds me of that era when I was a kid, when holiday windows were decorated up and the downtown was as alive as it's ever been. This year we want to make sure that you come down and enjoy the 1950s nostalgia for the Night of Lights. So we'll be dressed up in 50s clothing. The mayor will ride a vintage Chevy Corvair powder blue convertible between each one of the lighting stops. So that'll be a way for folks to know who they're following. And we start again at PNC, then we move on to One Summit Square, where, as many of you know, we do the ceremonial lighting of the I&M Wreath there at One Summit, as well as the Wells Fargo Christmas display, that's lit. And then we move on to the animated Harrison Street windows there at the Embassy. And that wraps up the official lighting ceremony that the mayor and I will guide everyone through, but there are many other downtown venues that have participating festivities that night. As I mentioned, 7:45 is the time to be here for the fireworks display at Parkview Field. I should also mention that Fort Wayne newspapers will publish a HolidayFest tabloid. It'll come out in your Sunday edition this week. We've worked for several months assembling all of the information that's necessary with all of the partner organizations so that you at home can refer to this tabloid and know exactly the times, the dates, the ticket prices for all of the downtown festivities. So you can refer to that in your paper this coming Sunday. And one other note, we will be distributing HolidayFest maps at the Night of Lights, which is something new that we're doing this year. We did it for Fright Night, and we found that folks found it very helpful. So this year we'll be handing out maps that are comprehensive for all of HolidayFest. They detail all of the venues, all of the festivities that take place throughout the season. So if you come down for the Night of Lights, this is something that you can take home with you, refer back to, and bring your family back in the month of December and into January to enjoy all the fun.